A common problem around the world is violence, and it affects one and all, irrespective of your religious belongingness. So Sayyid Nursi not only highlights this issue but comes up with a solution that every single person, whatever the issue, has to address that through non-violence. And he gets this inspiration from the various verses of the Quran, that non-violence has not to be reacted by non-violence for a change, but non-violence can be reacted by violence can be reacted by non-violence, and which can have better results and for a better future, present and future.
We also find that he has a very special place for women, and he gave much importance to women. And it was a great experience to hear about Nursi and to know him from the scholars who came from Turkey.
We have a legacy from the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Innumerable personalities like Imam Ghazali, like Sheikh Ahmad Sarhandi, like Shaykhulillah Muhaddis Dahlawi, and one such personality we find in Turkey, Sayyid Nursi. We want that his studies too should be taught here. It is because of that, and that is more relevant as far as his work, Sayyid Nur is concerned.
Kashmir is such a place which has nourished the content of the spirituality. So that way, and the Islamic character, spirituality, and the concept of peace in Sayyid Nursi's readings. That way we can integrate Sayyid Nursi.
And not only that, I have found most of the scholars when I visited Moscow and then I visited Turkmenistan. I found most of the scholars there. There's a new Muslim states emerging in the country. And most of the scholars who had a passion for studying knowledge, especially religious knowledge in Turkey. The Turkish influence in Uzbekistan, even in Cairo. Recently I was in an international conference at Cairo. I have found that most of the scholars had owed their origin to the religious knowledge and understanding that has been referred to the institution that has promoted religious knowledge. Wonderfully, extraordinarily brilliant.
So far as this conference is related, it will prove very fruitful for all the scholars who are doing research in Kashmir, and the role which the Nursi played for Islam is very great, and this conference is very much relevant for we people.
For we people, it proved very fruitful because we came in contact with the life establishments and role played by Sayyid Nursi in with respect to science, technology, his faith. First of all, we were not aware of Sayyid Nursi as much. They helped us.
So I am very happy that the first our workshop is taking place in Islamic University of Science and Technology in Kashmir, and we have brought Nursi to Kashmir finally, although his thoughts had already reached here. So I feel very happy on this occasion. And I am happy that we are just bringing Nursi Corner into this university, which is going a long way in order to foster our relations with this great personality of Islam. Nursi is a man of his time, as he says, Ibn Zaman. He is the man of his own times. So he has brought a new light about Islam to fore. So when he is introduced in Kashmir, that will definitely affect the people of Kashmir, because he does not deny spirituality. And Kashmir is an abode of the Sufis, which is known as Pirwar. So he is relevant in that sense.
At present, we are going through so many crises prevailing in our society, particularly in Kashmir. So we don't know what is the approach the person, how we will gain the knowledge through different paradigms. Because actually we are in political crisis, we are in moral crisis, we are in academic crisis. So such a person can unite us on a single front, who can, through whose teaching us, we can get maximum benefit. We need peace. We need not only peace, but we need peace in its real sense, who we are. We came to know through the Sayyid Badiuzzzaman Nursi that he uplifts our morale in such crisis, political crisis prevailing in our society. So his concept how to achieve the goal is more relevant to we people in Kashmir than any part of the India or any other world. I hope if we really believe the teachings of Sayyid Nursi, we will achieve our goal.
Maulvi Jalaluddin Balkhi went to Turkey from Afghanistan, and now Sayyid Nursi has come from Turkey to Kashmir, and it will move on to the Afghanistan. And those days Kashmir and Afghanistan, it was one country. So it is having a great circle, and the cycle is going on, and it will be very, very fruitful for the coming generations to strengthen the roots and to strengthen the idea and the concept of brotherhood and peace and togetherness, and that will create a different atmosphere. And you know, just to say that, you know, Turkish people are very resembling to Kashmiri people, even you know, in terms of their physical appearance. So now the ideologies are going to you know, transited from one place to another, and it will be great for the coming generations.
This was a very remarkable workshop on Sayyid Badiuzzzaman Nursi. It was on the specific topics with special reference to Risale Noor, and many papers were presented here, and they were insightful and thought-provoking. And much key themes got explored of Sayyid Nursi, and what is the key message of Sayyid Nursi that got conveyed, particularly for intellectuals and particularly for the reformation of society in this challenging world.
And it's the first time that Istanbul Foundation for Science and Culture has come to Kashmir. I was there before 2 months in Turkey, in Istanbul, and now you are in Kashmir. And I am so welcome that you can see the pool of students and scholars who are gathered here to know and understand the thought-provoking, the intellectual understanding, the intellectual ideals of Badiuzzzaman Sayyid Nursi.
I think this workshop was really needed regarding Sayyid Nursi, and because honestly speaking, I myself didn't know that much about this scholar of 20th century. And when I started reading about him, and it was only because of this workshop that I was inspired to read about him. And when I started reading about him, I don't think any intellectual can surpass him. As far as my thinking goes, I think it was more of a spiritual program rather than an academic one, as far as I perceived it. It was really very nice, and I really hope that in future also such workshops and such seminars will be conducted by these Turkish people.
We Kashmiri youth really need it, and we are really grateful for the Istanbul Foundation to have this workshop here in this university, and I am very grateful. I extend my warm welcome to all these members and the organizing body of this seminar. We really found it very great. It was a nice experience to be here, and we are very excited about meeting these brothers from Turkey, Muslim.
As I personally saw that Nursi has dwelled on various themes, but I am particularly interested in the theme of the self. This is a kind of problem which postmodernism has in a way problematized for individuals with material philosophies. And Sayyid Nursi has given us a golden solution to this malaise in the form of the idea of beautiful names of Allah, where you can realize it in order to realize yourself. That in particular, in general, I would again say that this is a golden opportunity for all of us to get introduced to this person.
As a student of Islamic Studies, I am really impressed from this seminar or the workshop, and I really get information from about Sayyid Nursi. I was not introduced before this workshop, so I am really impressed, and I feel this workshop very informative for the students.